It was a quiet evening at the Grandview Hotel, the kind of place where the chandeliers sparkled like diamonds and the air always smelled of fresh roses. The dinner party was in full swing when a sudden gasp cut through the laughter. A woman in a red coat stood frozen, her eyes locked on the young maid standing by the table. Her voice trembled with anger as she pointed and shouted, "That's my daughter's necklace." The room fell silent. Every guest turned to look. The maid, barely 20, stood pale and confused. The necklace, a delicate silver chain with a small heart-shaped pendant, glimmered under the lights. Everyone waited for her to explain. Before we go deeper into this emotional story, make sure you subscribe to Kindness Lights, the channel that brings you real stories that touch your heart and remind you that kindness can change the world. Don't forget to like this video if you believe compassion still matters, and comment below with a time when kindness made a difference in your life. Now, let's get back to our story. The maid's name was Lily. She had only been working at the hotel for 2 weeks. She came from a small town, hoping to earn enough to support her sick mother back home. She was quiet, polite, and always smiling, the kind of person who made others feel lighter just by being around. The woman in red was Margaret Hensley, a well-known millionaire widow. Her only daughter, Grace, had died in a car accident 5 years earlier. Margaret had never recovered. The necklace she saw around Lily's neck looked exactly like the one Grace used to wear every day, the last gift Margaret had given her. Margaret's voice shook as she demanded, "Where did you get that necklace?" Lily's lips trembled. "Ma'am, I didn't steal it. I promise. My mother gave it to me. It's the only thing I have left of her." The guests murmured. The hotel manager rushed over, trying to calm things down. But Margaret wasn't ready to listen. She felt betrayed, furious, certain that this young maid was wearing her daughter's lost necklace, maybe stolen, maybe sold on the black market. Security was called. The scene was heartbreaking. Lily tried to explain, tears filling her eyes. "Please, ma'am, this necklace has been in my family since before I was born. My mother said it belonged to someone who helped her long ago. I swear, I didn't know it belonged to anyone else." Margaret was unmoved. "You expect me to believe that? That necklace is one of a kind." The hotel guests looked uncomfortable, whispering among themselves. Lily stood there, shaking. She didn't argue further. She simply removed the necklace and placed it gently on the table. "If you believe it's yours, please take it," she whispered. "I don't want any trouble." That quiet act of grace silenced the room. Margaret hesitated. For the first time, she really looked at Lily, her trembling hands, her red eyes, the sincerity in her voice. Something inside her softened, but she quickly turned away, clutching the necklace. Lily was suspended that night until things could be sorted out. The next day, Margaret couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Lily's face, the honesty in her eyes, the way she gave up the necklace without anger or blame. It reminded her of Grace, who had always been gentle, kind, and forgiving. Margaret opened an old box from her attic, filled with Grace's belongings. There, among the letters and photographs, she found something that made her heart skip. Inside a small pouch was Grace's real necklace, the original one. The one she thought had been lost forever. Margaret sat down, stunned. If Grace's necklace was still here, then the one Lily had was not hers after all. She felt a rush of shame and regret. Without a second thought, she got dressed, took her car, and drove straight to the hotel. She found Lily sitting quietly in the staff break room, eyes still swollen from crying. Margaret knelt beside her. "Lily," she said softly, "I made a terrible mistake." She placed the necklace back in Lily's hands. "I found my daughter's necklace at home. Yours isn't hers. I'm so sorry." Lily's eyes widened in surprise. "Oh, ma'am, it's okay. You must have been upset. I understand." But Margaret shook her head. "No, it's not okay. I accused you without proof. You showed more grace and kindness than I ever did." Lily smiled gently. "My mother always said kindness costs nothing, but it can mean everything." Tears welled in Margaret's eyes. She asked more about Lily's mother and learned that she was in a small hospital, struggling to pay her medical bills. Without hesitation, Margaret offered to cover the treatment costs, not out of pity, but gratitude. Over the next few weeks, something beautiful happened. Margaret began visiting Lily's mother, helping with her recovery. She even offered Lily a new job, not as a maid, but as her personal assistant. Margaret said it made her feel closer to Grace, and in some way, she believed her daughter would have wanted that. The two women, once strangers on opposite sides of wealth and pain, became like family. They shared meals, laughter, and even quiet moments of remembrance for Grace. Months later, at a charity dinner organized by Margaret, Lily took the stage to speak. She wore the same heart-shaped necklace, shining proudly against her dress. She said, "Kindness is not about what you give, but how you make someone feel. When we choose compassion over judgment, we heal not just others, but ourselves." The room erupted in applause. Margaret smiled from her table, tears of pride glistening in her eyes. In the end, the necklace was never about silver or jewels. It was a symbol of forgiveness, understanding, and the invisible thread of kindness that connects one heart to another. So the next time you see someone struggling, before you judge or turn away, remember Lily's story. A simple act of kindness can change a life, and sometimes, it might even heal your own. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Lights. Together, we can keep spreading kindness, one story at a time.